watching closely.
What's the secret, Max?
You just gotta find something you love to do and then do it for the rest of your life.
I don't want to be a product of my environment. I want my environment to be a product of me.
Hello, and welcome to The Establishing Shot, a podcast where we do deep dives into directors and their filmographies. I am your host, Eli Price, and we are here on episode 108 of the podcast. We are rolling along in our Spielberg series, but we are not covering Spielberg this week. We talked BFG last week, but we're taking a little break from our Spielberg series, hopping on here for a little solo episode today, and I figured it was about time to do a 2025 fall movie preview. So that's what we're doing today. I'm just going to kind of run through the fall schedule of releases, and maybe there's just movies coming out that you might be interested in that you didn't know were coming out this fall and winter. And I'm excited about a lot of these movies. I'm hoping you will be too. Let's just jump right into it. So, fall movies are kind of the run into the award season. So a lot of really good movies get scheduled for the fall schedule. There's been some movies recently that have stayed, have lasted through, even though they're released in the spring or summer. I guess you could think like Dune 2 and whatnot that get some buzz for Oscars and awards. But most movies that get released in the fall and winter are the movies that are really going after awards. So that's why this is kind of the most important season of movies. That's why I like doing a fall preview around this time. So yeah, August, there's already been a couple of releases. So I know there was Weapons, the newest Zach Cregger movie that I'm hoping to see, have not seen yet. That came out on August 8th, I believe. Freakier Friday, of course, not really Oscar buzz, but definitely one a lot of people will probably go see. I'm excited to see Weapons. Haven't seen it at the time of this recording. Might have been able to see it by the time this releases, but yeah, that one will be exciting. I'm also seeing that Spike Lee's Highest to Lowest is now set to release on August 15th. That is really, really exciting. I was not aware that already had a release date for that early. I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head when this episode is releasing, but it might be August 15th when this episode, in fact, I think it is. So on the day of this recording, Highest to Lowest might be hitting your theaters. So that's Denzel Washington, Jeffrey Wright, A$AP Rocky. It is a remake of the Akira Kurosawa movie, the High and Low, which is a very, very, very good movie. Japanese language, black and white movie from the 50s or 60s. Can't think off the top of my head, but those movies are set for the first half of August. And then we jump into August 22nd. We have a couple of interesting movies coming out. The newest effort from Ethan Coen, that since him and Joel have kind of broken into making their own movies. Ethan had a movie come out a year or two ago, a couple years ago, solo, and then this one called Honey Don't, directed by Ethan Coen, co-written with his wife. It stars Margaret Qualley and Aubrey Plaza, along with names like Chris Evans, Charlie Day. So it's I didn't really go a whole lot for, I can't even think of the the last movie he made. But it also had, Drive Away Dolls. That's what it is. Also starred Margaret Qualley. So I don't know. I know he already has another one slated too that might also star Margaret Qualley. I don't know. But great cast. I don't know how well received this movie will be. There wasn't a ton of buzz around Drive Away Dolls. I don't hear a lot of enthusiasm about this one either, but who knows? It's Ethan Coen. We might get something good out of that. And then also that weekend, we have the movie Relay, starring Riz Ahmed and Lily James. So two great actors there. This one's directed by David Mackenzie. And this one stood out to me because I really, really enjoyed his movie Hell or High Water from 2016. This one's kind of like this guy that brokers between, corrupt businessmen and corporations and people that are trying to like threaten them or whatever. Stuff goes wrong, whatever. That movie's called Relay. I liked his 2016 movie, so thought I'd throw that in there. August 29th, the next weekend, we have a few movies of note. The main one being Darren Aronofsky's new movie, Caught Stealing, which stars Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Regina King, Matt Smith, Liev Schreiber, some great names. Bad Bunny's in there. Carol Kane, love Carol Kane. Vincent D'Onofrio. It's a great cast. Action Bronson is in here. I know him. He's a rapper. Didn't know he acted. Really, really great cast. Darren Aronofsky. I don't really honestly know anything about this movie. Let's be honest, I do not have the time to do a deep dive research into all of these movies and have all of their, plot summaries, taglines memorized. So, all I know is that it's Darren Aronofsky. It's a great cast. And sometimes that's all you really need to know before you go into a movie. So that one is coming out August 29th, along with, a remake of the 80s movie, The Toxic Avenger. This one is starring Peter Dinklage, Jacob Tremblay, Kevin Bacon, Elijah Wood, Taylor Page, Julia Davis. Some great names there. This one is directed by Macon Blair, who he directed the movie I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, which I have heard of but haven't seen. This is a remake of an 80s movie where a janitor gets superpowers from something toxic or something like that. Never seen it. This one sounded fun and interesting. Good cast. So there is also that same weekend, August 29th, the movie The Roses. This one is directed by Jay Roach, who has done movies like the Meet the Parents, some Austin Powers movies, Dinner for Schmucks. So directed some good movies. This one it's about this. It seems like it's like an awkward comedy. You have some couples with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, and then another couple in Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon. And there's some weird, awkward kind of vibes going on. So we'll see if this is a comedy that hits. I don't know. But the next weekend, only one that I thought was of note on September 5th, and that is the third Conjuring movie, I believe. No, the fourth Conjuring movie. The Conjuring Last Rites. This one is directed by Michael Chaves, I guess is how you say his last name. He directed the third one, the Conjuring movie, which was called The Devil Made Me Do It. That one wasn't all that well received, but The Conjuring is a big horror franchise. I know a lot of people will go see it. I really, really like the original James Wan 2013 movie. Loved it. Watched it for the first time last year, I think. But I haven't seen any of the other ones, so I need to catch up on the other two that I haven't seen. And then coming later in September 12th, you have a couple of movies of note. The Long Walk, which stars Cooper Hoffman, which is I'm excited to see him in another movie. I've only seen him in Licorice Pizza, which he was great in. That is Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. Cooper Hoffman stars him. David Johnson, who was really great in Alien Romulus and Rye Lane. Loved him in both of those. Along with some other notable people. Charlie Plummer, I believe I've heard of at least. I don't think I've seen him in anything. Maybe I've seen him in something. I don't know. Mark Hamill is in it, and Judy Greer in smaller roles, I think. This one is an adaptation of a Stephen King short story. I don't think it's a novel. So that one might be interesting. Also, that weekend, Spinal Tap II, The End Continues. Rob Reiner is directing this one again. You have the original casting, Christopher Guest and Michael McKean. Rob Reiner's in it. Harry Shearer. And then you have some like notable music people in it. Elton John, Paul McCartney, Questlove. I love the original Spinal Tap. I think it's hilarious. Kind of originated the mockumentary style in a lot of ways. I am skeptical of a like legacy sequel, I guess, of sorts. The original one is so funny that I most definitely am gonna see this new Spinal Tap. So, that'll be fun. And then probably my most anticipated, or one of my most, maybe not the most anticipated, but on September 19th, Kogonada's new movie, A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, comes out. This stars Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, along with other great actors such as Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Kevin Kline, some others that you might recognize. But this, I don't know that anybody really knows a whole lot about what this movie is. I know that it's the tagline on this says, an imaginative tale of two strangers and the unbelievable journey that connects them. So who knows what it's going to be? All I know is that Kogonada's two films before this, Columbus and After Yang, are phenomenal movies. They are beautiful. They are interesting. They are deep and rich. They have great acting. They have, some of the most incredible frame composition in recent filmmaking. Kogonada is just a visionary director. Has a real eye for how to compose a frame. So I would be excited no matter what the movie was called, what it was about, who was in it. If it's directed by Kogonada, I am going to be interested. Hi. Quick reminder that you can be a huge help to the production of this show. If you visit establishingshotpod.com/donate, you'll find out how to join the Establishing Shot family through some giving tiers starting as low as $5 a month. You heard that right, only $5 a month. And not only will you be helping me keep the show going, but you'll also get some perks yourself, like early and ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, access to a Discord server where we can chat it up about the show and movies in general, and more. Might even let you choose a movie for me to review for the show. Check out that link in the show notes to learn more. Back to the show. So that's the new Kogonada movie. Also that weekend of September 19th is a new movie produced by Jordan Peele and his company. It is called Him. It's about this young football player who, I don't know, the previews make it seem like he makes a deal with the devil almost. I don't know. It's directed by Justin Tipping. Haven't really seen or heard of anything else he's directed. But Jordan Peele is behind this movie. And so don't know. It seems interesting. It's starring Tyreek Withers, who I don't really recognize. He was in the new I Know What You Did Last Summer earlier this year, but I haven't seen that. Marlon Wayans is starring in it as well, one of the Wayans brothers. Probably maybe most well known from the Scary Movies, and I think he was in New Girl, I want to say. And then other names, Julia Fox is in it, Tim Heidecker. So yeah, I don't know. It could be interesting. The preview makes it seem very interesting anyway. So that movie is called Him. Yeah, the next weekend, this probably is my most anticipated movie of the fall movie season, and that is Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, starring the man himself, Leonardo DiCaprio, alongside Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro, Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor. Great cast, but cast aside, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. The description says, when their evil nemesis resurfaces after 16 years, a band of ex-revolutionaries reunite to rescue the daughter of one of their own. Yeah, honestly, I don't care what it says the movie's about. It's a Paul Thomas Anderson movie. You're going to go see it. One of the greatest living directors. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it other than I'm excited. It looks like it's a bit more kind of, I don't know, the trailer makes it seem like it has a bit of a wacky comedic tone in a way. But maybe it doesn't. Maybe the trailer's pulling the wool over our eyes. Who knows? But that's probably my most anticipated movie of the fall, with A Big Bold Beautiful Journey being a close second. Really excited about both of those. And yeah, both end of September movies. Moving on to October, we have Benny Safdie's new movie, The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Emily Blunt. Yeah, this is about an MMA fighter, who's kind of got some struggles, obviously. And yeah, it seems like it's probably going to be a really good sports movie about a struggling fighter. I don't know. I get the wrestler Darren Aronofsky feel from the movie, from the idea of it, I guess. I don't know how closely it'll align with that. But yeah, Benny Safdie, great director. Love the Safdie brothers and what they've done. This is, I don't know if this is his first solo one, but without his brother. But yeah, it should be good. I don't know. I'm excited. I want to see it. And then, the next weekend, October 10th, a couple of movies that I don't know how excited I am about these, but they are movies that are coming out. One is called Roofman, about a former Army Ranger and struggling father turning to robbing McDonald's restaurants and cutting holes in their roofs, earning the nickname The Roofman. This is directed by Darren Cianfrance. I don't really know how to say his last name. Anyway, he's directed movies like Blue Valentine with Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams, The Place Beyond the Pines, also Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper in that. He has some movies of note. So this should be interesting. It stars Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst, Lakeith Stanfield, who I always love. Peter Dinklage shows up, Ben Mendelsohn. So yeah, some really notable names in this one, and an interesting director. So The Roofman, that one should be interesting. And then you have just kind of like a blockbuster of sorts, sort of movie, and that is Tron Ares. And the newest Tron movie, directed by Joachim Ronning. He's directed some movies. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. I don't know which number that is of those movies. The Maleficent movie, among some others. I'm not that excited about Tron Ares. You have some interesting actors. I mean, Jeff Bridges shows back up, of course. You have Greta Lee, who is great. Evan Peters, who I've seen in a few things. But Jared Leto is the lead, and I just don't know if I trust Jared Leto's choice in the movies he's going to star in these days. So, yeah. But it is a movie, and it's coming out. The next weekend has several movies that I'm very interested in seeing. One of which is from indie director, very underrated and under talked about director Kelly Reichardt, one of our best working female directors, I think. And that her movie is called The Mastermind. It stars Josh O'Connor, Elena Heim, John Magaro, Hope Davis, Bill Camp. Really, really interesting, good cast. Josh O'Connor is really growing on me. I really, really like him as an actor. Really interested in seeing him in anything he does. But yeah, this is, it says, in a sedate corner of Massachusetts, circa 1970, an unemployed carpenter turned amateur art thief plans his first big heist. So yeah, it's Kelly Reichardt, it's Josh O'Connor. It seems really interesting. So I'm excited to see that. Also that weekend, of October 17th, you have After the Hunt, the new Luca Guadagnino movie. This one stars Julia Roberts, exciting, and Ayo Edebiri, Andrew Garfield, Michael Stuhlbarg. Really interesting cast there. It's about a college professor who finds herself at a personal and professional crossroads when a star pupil levels an accusation against one of her colleagues, and a dark secret from her own past threatens to come to life. So a bit of a thriller drama kind of feel going on here, but it's Luca Guadagnino. He makes interesting movies. Challengers, one of my favorite movies of last year. And yeah, I'm interested to see this. Julia Roberts, I'm very interested to see her in a Luca Guadagnino movie. So that is exciting. Also that weekend is a movie directed by Aziz Ansari. Haven't heard Ansari's name for a while, but he has a movie coming out called Good Fortune, starring himself, Keanu Reeves, Seth Rogen, Keke Palmer, Sandra Oh. Yeah, really interesting cast. Obviously it's kind of a comedy. The genre says fantasy comedy, so that'll be fun. It says a well-meaning but rather inept angel named Gabriel meddles in the lives of a struggling gig worker and a wealthy capitalist. So yeah, that should be fun. And then I thought I should mention this Black Phone 2 with Ethan Hawke as the, Black Phone guy. I don't know. I haven't seen the first one. But I know some people liked the first one. It got pretty decent reviews for a horror movie. I really like Scott Derrickson. I know he directed Doctor Strange. He's directed some other horror movies like Sinister. Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really seen any of his other movies other than Doctor Strange, which I do like. But I like Scott Derrickson. I've heard him in some interviews and stuff, and I like him. So I just thought I would shout out Black Phone 2. I'm sure a lot of people will go to see it. The first one, a lot of people liked. So yeah. Moving on through October, the October 24th is an interesting weekend. You have a new Richard Linklater movie called Blue Moon. This is starring Ethan Hawke and Margaret Qualley. Yeah, very interesting casting there. It says, on the evening of March 31st, 1943, legendary lyricist Lorenz Hart confronts his shattered self-confidence in Sardi's bar as his former collaborator Richard Rodgers celebrates the opening night of his groundbreaking hit musical Oklahoma. So yeah, that should be an interesting movie. Love Ethan Hawke. Margaret Qualley is great. It's Richard Linklater. Even if I don't totally go for his movies, they're always interesting and well written. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I should mention too, he also has another movie called Nouvelle Vague. That's coming out. I think it has a limited release in October in the US and maybe a digital release in October. So I'm not sure the dates for that. I didn't have this on my list per se, but this is kind of a biopic of sorts, maybe. It's about Jean-Luc Godard making Breathless, told in the style and spirit in which Godard made Breathless. So if you don't know, Godard is a famous French New Wave director, one of the directors that kicked off the French New Wave with his movie Breathless in the 60s, I believe. But yeah, so that one should be interesting too. I definitely wanted to mention his, 2 October movies for Richard Linklater. Been a busy guy. Yeah, okay. So that is, there's a couple more movies on October 24th that I definitely need to mention. One is the new, it's a biopic, not a documentary. Yeah. It is Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere, directed by Scott Cooper. He has some movies of note, Hostiles, Black Mass are a couple of movies he's directed, but yeah, this is a biopic starring Jeremy Allen White playing Bruce Springsteen. You also have Jeremy Strong, Paul Walter Hauser, Stephen Graham, Odessa Young. It's a Springsteen biopic. Should be interesting. It's kind of the beginning of his career, I think. I don't know how much of his life it's going to cover necessarily. But Jeremy Allen White is an interesting actor. I thought he was great in The Iron Claw from a couple years ago. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll be interested to see what the reception is like for this one. And then also that weekend, the newest Colleen Hoover adaptation, the romance writer, a movie directed by Josh Boone called Regretting You, starring Allison Williams, McKenna Grace, Dave Franco. I'm not really interested in this, but I know people like those Colleen Hoover romance books, and I'm sure a lot of people will be going to see this one. So thought I'd mention it. And then wrapping up October, on October 31st, Halloween Day itself, you have the new Yorgos Lanthimos movie Begonia, starring who else than Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons. I don't know much about this. Some conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap a CEO, and convinced that she's an alien. I don't know. I guess Emma Stone is that CEO that gets kidnapped. It's Yorgos Lanthimos. It'll be weird. It'll be interesting. And I'll be interested to see it. So that wraps up October. Moving into November. Hang with me. We still have a couple more months to cover. Starting off November, on November 7th, a few interesting movies. The first being Die My Love, directed by Lynn Ramsey, who has directed notable movies such as We Need to Talk About Kevin and You Were Never Really Here, the Joaquin Phoenix movie, among some others that you might notice. But she's an interesting director. I actually haven't seen any of her movies, but I know that she is very well received. I really am interested in this cast. Jennifer Lawrence, Robert Pattinson, Lakeith Stanfield, Nick Nolte, Sissy Spacek. Man, awesome cast. And a weird, interesting mix too. So this one is, the description says, a woman living in a remote rural area is driven to the brink of insanity by marriage and motherhood. Okay. Jennifer Lawrence driven to the brink of insanity, I'm in. And if it's Robert Pattinson that she's married to, that will also be very interesting. So I'm interested in that. And then the new Edgar Wright movie, The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell. Also Josh Brolin, Michael Cera are in it. Coleman Domingo shows up. This is, I think this is also a Stephen King story adaptation about this. The Running Man is like a country, nationwide or worldwide game where one man is the running man and everyone is trying to kill him. So yeah, it's Edgar Wright. It'll probably be really fun. I really like Glenn Powell, so I'm sure he will make this movie better than it could have been otherwise. And then also on that weekend of November 7th, you have the new Predator movie, Predator Badlands. I think this one is supposed to be set in like medieval era, maybe. It has Elle Fanning in it. And yeah, in the future on a remote planet. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's on a different planet altogether. I don't know. It's a new Predator movie. A lot of people are probably going to see it. This one is directed by Dan Trachtenberg, who directed the last Predator movie, which was just called Prey, which I thought was really good. And he directed the animated one that came out earlier this year, Predator Killer of Killers. I haven't gotten around to seeing that. It's on Hulu. A lot of people are really liking that. I think it's a bit of an anthology-ish style. He also directed 10 Cloverfield Lane, which some people enjoy. So, yeah, it should be interesting. Yeah.
Hello again. Do you know how you can really support the show for free in just a few minutes or less? That's right. Just leave a rating and review on Spotify and Apple, or wherever you listen that might allow for ratings and reviews. These really help the visibility of the podcast. In fact, just hit that pause button right now and drop the review right now. And then you can get back to the show. I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, I trust that you went and left that rating and review now. Back to the show.
The next weekend of November 14th, another of my most anticipated movies. It is Noah Baumbach's newest feature, Jay Kelly, starring George Clooney, who is a famous movie actor in real life, but also in this movie, and Adam Sandler, who plays his manager. They're kind of traveling across Europe on this journey. It also has Laura Dern, Billy Crudup, among some other people that should be interesting. Greta Gerwig pops up, I believe. Emily Mortimer, I'm seeing. Yeah, it's Noah Baumbach. I'm really excited to see this movie. Emily Mortimer is also a co-writer. And yeah, so it should be really interesting. It's Noah Baumbach. I really usually enjoy his movies and his writing. So yeah, it's George Clooney too, and Adam Sandler. Man, this one is exciting. I'm really excited about this one. Also that weekend, the newest Osgood Perkins movie called Keeper. I really enjoyed Longlegs. Thought it was a very interesting movie. I didn't see the monkey. I know some people went for it, some people didn't. But I think Osgood Perkins is an interesting horror director. So I'm probably going to go try to see this movie. I don't really recognize any of the actors in it, which is also exciting. The first few billed on Letterboxd are Tatiana Maslany, Rossif Sutherland, Burkett Turton, Claire Friesen. I don't know any of these names, honestly. I might have seen them and stuff, but I just don't recognize their names or their faces. But yeah, secluded cabin, anniversary weekend, things go wrong. Yeah, it's a horror movie. But yeah, I think Osgood Perkins makes interesting horror movies, so I want to see it. I'm going to mention this movie just because I'm sure a lot of people will see it. I'm not excited about it. I don't know that I'm going to try to go see it. But it's the third Now You See Me movie, which is called Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Directed by Ruben Fleischer of such movies as Venom and Zombieland. And that's about it. So, yeah, it stars Jesse Eisenberg and Woody Harrelson coming back, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa is in it. Morgan Freeman, Mark Ruffalo shows up, Daniel Radcliffe. I don't know. I really didn't like the first Now You See Me movie. I never saw the second one. I don't plan to see this one, but you might like them and you might be excited to see them. So it is coming out, and, go see it if you want to, or don't. I'm going with the now you don't part of that movie. November 21st, we have, of course, Wicked for Good. Not Wicked Part 2, Wicked for Good. Directed by John M. Chu, starring Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Jonathan Bailey, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, it's going to be fun, I guess. I thought the first one was, it was what it was. My wife loved it. A lot of people loved it. I've never seen the musical. I've only read a little bit of the book once for school, and didn't finish it. So I wasn't like overly familiar with the music or the story, and I was a bit lost on character motivations and stuff for the original. So I don't know, that I will definitely be going to see this with my wife, and she will be excited, and I will be happy with her to go see it. But yeah, I can't say that I'm super excited for it. Yeah, but it's coming out. It's coming. Wicked for Good is coming November 21st. The next weekend, November 26th, Zootopia 2. I don't know. It's a Disney movie. I will probably go see it with my wife, or maybe we'll wait for Disney Plus. I don't know. But yeah, I think the first Zootopia movie is a little overrated. I don't see the need for another Zootopia movie, but this is kind of what they do now. So that's coming out. I'll probably see it at some point or another. Yeah. December 5th, we have Five Nights at Freddy's 2. With Josh Hutcherson, Elizabeth Lail, Piper Rubio, Matthew Lillard. I really mostly, I know Josh Hutcherson sort of, but mostly only recognize Matthew Lillard. Glad he's making some money on these movies. But yeah, directed by Emma Tammy. Did she direct the first one? I don't think she did. Oh yeah, she did. She directed the first one too. I didn't see the first one. I might try to watch it at some point. I'm not like, I'm aware of Five Nights at Freddy's and what it is. It's not really part of my generation, I guess. But a lot of people went and saw the first one. I'm sure a lot of people will go and see this one, and I'm sure it'll be kind of like a fun horror movie for that a lot of kids will see that probably shouldn't see it. So yeah, that one's coming out. That's December 5th. I don't think I said that. December 12th, we have Hamnet, directed by Chloe Zhao. This is an adaptation of a book, I believe, about the wife of Shakespeare, and her struggle to come to terms with the loss of her only son, Hamnet. This one, first of all, Chloe Zhao is a very interesting director. She directed The Rider, Nomadland, and then she did direct also Eternals, the MCU movie. But the other two movies, I haven't seen The Rider, supposed to be great. I really enjoyed Nomadland. I'm very interested in this one. It stars Jessie Buckley and Paul Mescal, two of my favorite up and coming ish actors. Really, really enjoy both of them a ton as actors, so I'm excited to see them. They play the titular Shakespeare's. And then Emily Watson is in it also, Joe Alwyn, so a couple of other interesting names. But yeah, I'm excited to see this. It sounds very interesting. And yeah. So yeah, starting to close up December, on December 19th, you have, of course, James Cameron's Avatar, Fire and Ash, with Sam Worthington returning as Jake Sully, one of the most boring characters in recent, blockbuster history. I don't know. Jake Sully, Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, who is actually really good in these movies. Sigourney Weaver is coming back. Stephen Lang. I'm gonna go see this movie. It's 3 hours long, over 3 hours long, it looks like. I'm sure it will be very interesting to see visually. I don't love the stories in these movies, but they are kind of fun to experience visually. So, if for nothing else, I'll hopefully enjoy that. You also have that weekend of December 19th, the new SpongeBob movie coming out. I'm sure that'll make a lot of money. But yeah, it's SpongeBob. The SpongeBob movie, Search for SquarePants. That's what it's called. Directed by Derek Dryman, who hasn't really directed anything of note. So one of the Hotel Transylvania movies, I guess. I don't know. It's coming out. And then on December 25th, Christmas Day, a few movies of note as we wrap up the year of 2025. Marty Supreme, a Josh Safdie movie. So we already talked about the Benny Safdie movie. Now we have Marty Supreme, the new Josh Safdie movie, starring Timothée Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Tyler the Creator, and some other names. Penn Jillette, I'm seeing. That's interesting. But this movie, Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. I don't know anything about this movie, but I know it's a Safdie brother. I know it's Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, and I'm interested in seeing it, hearing more about it. Also, Christmas Day, a new Paul Feig movie. Paul Feig is, Bridesmaids, Spy, The Heat, some good comedies in there. But this one is not a comedy. It is kind of a thriller movie called The Housemaid, starring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried. Yeah, really interesting. It's kind of a woman becomes a housemaid in this upscale thing, learns some family secrets. So it'll be interesting to see Paul Feig delve into something other than comedy. I don't know. And then, of course, Cindy Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried, interesting directors. Not directors, interesting actresses. And then last, I don't know, maybe least, maybe not, for Christmas Day, you have the movie Anaconda, starring Paul Rudd and Jack Black. This one is directed by Tom Gormican. He directed That Awkward Moment back in 2014 with Zac Efron, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan. Never saw that. Don't know much about it. It didn't get that great of reviews. But he also directed The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal, which I thought was a really fun movie and enjoyed. So this one is about a group of friends trying to remake a favorite movie of their youth in the jungle or something. Rainforest. It's like a midlife crisis thing. It's supposed to be, I guess, a comedy. Comedy horror adventure, it says. So that one's coming out. Could be fun. That's it for 2025. I did want to note one other movie that's coming out early in January 16th. It is 28 Years Later, Part 2, The Bone Temple. I'm excited. 28 Years Later was one of my favorite movies of this year so far. This one has Alfie Williams coming back as Spike. You have Jack O'Connell playing Jimmy Crystal. Ray Fiennes and Aaron Taylor Johnson are coming back. I'm excited. This one isn't Danny Boyle, but it is directed by Nia DaCosta. Most people might know she directed The Marvels, which is like the only MCU movie that I have yet to see still. But she also directed the kind of remake of Candyman. And I didn't think it was a great movie, but it was really interesting and was doing some interesting things visually and delving into interesting ideas. So that was when I saw Candyman, I was like, I really would like to see Nia DaCosta, whatever she does next. And then, she did The Marvels next, but this one I'm more interested in because I loved the first part of 28 Years Later. Excited to see this one. It looks like Alex Garland is the writer for this one, so still could be very interesting, even though it's not Danny Boyle behind the camera. So that is it. Those are all the movies that I have on my list. Maybe you have some others that you thought of. You can, email me or message me on the socials and let me know which ones I missed. But that's all the movies I have. I'm excited about a lot of them. Probably my top 3 would be Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, Kogonada's Big Bold Beautiful Journey, and Noah Baumbach's Jay Kelly. I think those would be my top 3 that I'm most excited about. But yeah, let me know what movies you're most excited about this fall. Hopefully I was able to give you a heads up about some movies that you might want to put on your list, put on your calendar. And yeah, let's go to the movies. Let's go to the movies and see something good this fall. But that is all I have for you this week. Next week, we will be picking back up in our Spielberg series, and I believe we will be talking about Spielberg's The Post. So that will be fun. And yeah, that is all I have for this week. 2025 Fall Movie Preview done. I have been Eli Price, and you have been listening to The Establishing Shot. I will see you next time.
We were happy here. For a little while.
But look, I figure it this way. Better to be king for a night than schmuck for a lifetime.